Hey, good morning. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing great. Thanks for streaming with us. We appreciate it. Yeah, we got a big weekend ahead, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with that. But I do want to tell you, today's high temperatures will be in the low 70s. So if you want to take advantage of that, I definitely would and see a little bit of some sunshine because temperatures are definitely going to get colder Friday night and into the weekend. Okay, let's start off with the winter storm watch. Winter storm watch is in effect basically for the hill country counties. Does not include extreme northern Bexar County. Wow, just like that. You see what happened? I believe that's been upgraded, but I've got to find out exactly what has happened. But it looks like the guys at the Weather Service just upgraded that to probably a winter storm. I'm not gonna guess because there's a couple of ways they could have gone. But anyway, we're gonna go with the winter storm watch that's been changed. But anyway, in the watch area there in the hill country, and I would go ahead and just include the northern portions of Bexar County north of 1604, might as well. I think it's going to be a close call on extreme north Bexar County, but in that area, I think ice accumulation is likely. Probably won't be a whole lot because I think the main form of precipitation is going to be drizzle, but it will freeze on contact with areas that are below 32. And I think starting Saturday, probably afternoon in the hill country, temperatures will reach freezing and then stay that way throughout the overnight period into Sunday morning. And I'm pretty convinced that Sunday morning, once we get to around sunrise, most of the moisture will have moved out of the way. But that's going to be a long period of drizzle and picking up probably about 1/10 of an inch or so of freezing drizzle, and that will cause some problems on roadways. Okay, so now we've got the extreme cold watch that is in effect, and that is for just the whole area. And in that watch area that I was showing you earlier, I think wind chills could be single digits by the time we get to Monday morning. So make sure and take care of the pipes, the plants, the people, the pets. You're going to want to take care of all that. Okay, so how much precipitation? Again, I think the main mode is going to be drizzle. And so it takes a lot of drizzle to really accumulate, but I think it will. And every once in a while, there will be some embedded showers. And in this kind of situation, I was looking at the 850 millibar temperature, which is about 5,000 feet for Saturday night over the hill country. And temperatures will be like upper 50s to 55 degrees. And so, you know, if you hear talk about snow or whatever, forget about that. I doubt in this kind of situation we'd even see sleet with temperatures like that being so warm above very cold temperatures at the ground level. So we're talking all drizzle and shower activity. Okay, so as we head into Saturday afternoon, that's when I think temperatures will likely get to freezing in Fredericksburg, and then by late afternoon, Kerrville, and you see the purple shade there, that's where I'm expecting freezing drizzle, freezing light rain, and that will continue throughout the overnight period. Now this is just one computer model. I believe I'm using the graph here, which is actually doing a pretty good job, I think. Notice the purple comes into and intrudes into the extreme northern portions of Bexar County, again, north of 1604. And you know, if you've lived here for a while, that's typically what happens is extreme northern Bexar County gets included. Temperatures drop just a little bit below freezing with the drizzle, and then you have freezing drizzle and freezing rain there. Everywhere else, I think, will be rain. Now, one thing I have noticed by this computer model is Comal County and Hays County and along the I-35 corridor, it is going to be real hit and miss on the temperatures, right at 32, right at 33 degrees throughout the overnight period. And then once the temperatures in the city get close to freezing, I think early Sunday morning, most of the moisture is going to be gone. So therefore, I just don't see a problem in the city. North of 1604, yes. Okay, so how much am I talking about? Well, this is just one computer model. This is the European model. I think it's doing a fairly decent job. So about 1/10 of an inch, something like that. And that's definitely going to cause some problems on bridges and overpasses. Let's say you'll notice on the tree limbs and treetops and power lines and things like that, about 1/10 of an inch. If you were traveling anywhere north, boy, it's going to be a totally different story. North of the viewing area, they could see quite a bit of freezing rain, and that's going to be a real problem. If you've got a trip planned to Dallas-Fort Worth this weekend, I would think twice about doing that. Let's see, this is what I'm expecting for a temperature today. Out there this morning, we got down to 47 early this morning, about 3 o'clock. But since then, we've been warming up. and we're starting to lose the cloud cover. And so high temperatures this afternoon, I think will be in the low 70s, around 72, partly cloudy skies. So go out there and take advantage of those temps in the low 70s. Let's see, what is the actual temperature right now at 11:47? We're sitting at, let's see, 63 degrees. 59 at Bernie, 60 at Gonzales. Still have low clouds in place for some of our eastern counties, but those clouds are going to continue to erode. Let's take a look, just for fun, across the northern portions of the country and what the temperature is going to be like this afternoon. Up around Bismarck, North Dakota, about -10, -8. Minneapolis, St. Paul, -2. And that is some frigid stuff. And the pattern, for really the first time this season, the pattern is such that it will help to bring that cold air right down into Texas. Saturday, if you're traveling Saturday, again, watch out for North Texas, really hill country northward. Travel may be a problem. Lots of snow northwest part of the state into Oklahoma, and quite a bit of ice from Waco to Shreveport and into Arkansas if your travel plans take you there. Big swath of the country going to have problems with travel, no doubt. Okay, I already showed you the temperature for today, so let's just get right to the 14-day forecast. I don't have my newest numbers, but I think this is fairly close. 72 today, tomorrow, 68 should be the high temperature, 40% chance of picking up showers. Could have a little fog first thing in the morning, and then that Arctic front moves in Friday night, turns a lot colder. Saturday morning, first thing in the morning, probably upper 40s and then mid 40s in the mid-morning period with winds out of the north at about 30, so wind chills in the 30s and maybe even 20s. Temperatures in the afternoon in the city, 37, and again in the hill country, once we get to the afternoon, we'll start to see freezing drizzle, freezing rain overnight into Sunday morning. At the airport Sunday morning, probably close to 30, but most of the precip should be over with. High on Sunday, upper 30s, and then Monday morning, I think low to mid 20s. So portions of the hill country may only have a short window of a thaw and then back to freezing. So it could be a long duration event of freezing temperatures. So make sure your pipes are in order in the hill country, for the pets, the plants, and everything. People, low Tuesday in the upper 20s, and then we try to warm up. But I think another cold front comes in, and it turns cold. It just stays cool. Temperatures below average, I think, all the way through the end of the month, with highs only in the 50s. All right. Well, again, be prepared. I think the biggest problem with this outbreak of cold Arctic air is going to be Saturday night and into Sunday morning across the hill country. Travel is going to be a problem, I think. Let's see, and also the very cold temperatures Monday morning. It's going to be really tough. In low to mid 20s, something like that. Maybe even colder than that, depending on the sky cover and everything. Okay, well, we really appreciate you streaming with us. Make sure and load down KENS 5 Plus and go to KENS5.com. And I've got to go and run do the noon show. Make sure and watch that, 4, 5, 6, and 10. And I will be back tomorrow morning. And by the way, I'll be here Sunday morning as well. Keep you updated on what's happening across the area. Okay. Well, enjoy the day today, and we'll see you later.